Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mode channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance video right here, guys. And today we're back yet again for another comparison video. Yes, another comparison video. And comparison videos, I have a whole playlist of this. This part is pretty much one of the biggest, most watched, most popular parts of the Troy D 24/7 Mode channel, guys. Why? Because on these videos I do tackle comparisons that a lot of y'all really want to know. A lot of y'all have been thinking about these comparisons, and on these videos I do break them down. I give you guys a lot of material to compare these two fragrances, more than just a comment here or there that you probably find on other review spots all over the internet. So today I'm gonna do a comparison video between these two fragrances. I'm so excited. Let's go. Now before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to the channel. It does help me procure a lot of these samples moving forward. We're headed to 16,000, guys, and if you want to help the channel even further, be a member and you can see my daily notes, my daily member only notes on all this testing that I do on a day-to-day basis, guys. So if you want to do that, be a member. Thank you very much. If not, simply like and subscribe and support the channel. And the fragrances that I will be comparing to one another in this video are none other than number one, Xerjoff's Erba Pura. Yes, Xerjoff Erba Pura, the OG, the legend, the Erba Pura that you guys know and love. I will be talking about Erba Pura as it resurfaces in my channel after a couple years. And then we will be comparing Erba Pura, the OG, to the latest Sospiro reboot. Okay, Sospiro has been rebooted. I'll talk about that as well. This is none other than Sospiro's Erba Pura Magica. Erba Pura Magica by Sospiro, the new Sospiro right here. So man, I cannot wait to compare this for y'all and to give you guys a breakdown of each fragrance. I'll do a quick recap of Erba Pura, and then I'll talk about Magica. I'll compare them both, and I'll give you guys what my thoughts are and what I would like to choose at the end of this. We're gonna start with the OG Erba Pura right here. Okay guys, now let's talk about Erba Pura, the OG. Let's do a quick recap after a couple years for everybody, my 2023 recap version of Erba Pura. This fragrance is one of the highest selling and most popular spring summer fragrances in all of Fragcom. Okay, but for me, Erba Pura, based on my feedback and other feedback that I've seen, Erba Pura is a very polarizing type of perfume. Polarizing meaning either you're gonna really love it or you're gonna really hate it, okay? And the reason why it's polarizing, well, there's a couple reasons. One of the reasons why Xerjoff's Erba Pura is very polarizing, number one, is that this fragrance, performance-wise, is beastly. Okay, beastly, guys, and I rarely use that term. Other perfume reviewers use it like a byword, like it's nothing. But to me, when I say beast, I really do mean it, guys. I mean, we're talking about really strong projection, really strong sillage with minimal sprays, guys. If you look at this little sample vial, this itty bitty 2 ml sample vial from Xerjoff, guys, 2 to 3 little spritzes from this sample vial can cause such an enormous sillage and projection that it can even rival the strongest perfumes spraying from a full bottle. Okay, so that's how much it is. So I don't even want to know what a full bottle sprayer of Xerjoff's Erba Pura can do. Maybe you guys can comment below and tell me what that's like. But for me, 2 to 3 little sprays from this create such a strong sillage projection that lasts a really, really long time. And some people might like that. Some people really love beastly, attention-grabbing perfumes. But it is also polarizing because you may not want that. You may not want that kind of attention. You might not want to catch that kind of smoke right there in front of a lot of people. So that is one of the reasons why it is so beastly and strong. And so if you're like me and I just want a little modesty, like I don't want to catch all the attention, maybe you want to just get one of these and spray it 1 to 2 times to get that kind of like feel, that okay sillage and projection. But let me tell you, that okay to me is basically still strong projecting, strong sillage right here. And the second reason why Xerjoff's Erba Pura is so polarizing to people is that this fragrance, the nature of this fragrance, is that it is a fruity fragrance, okay? Almost all throughout, this fragrance is a fruity fragrance. And for a lot of people, we don't just like wake up saying, hey, you know what? I want a fruity fragrance today. I want to smell fruity today. If you've tried this, it could be polarizing. You might be like, oh, whoa, this is a lot of fruits right here in the beginning. And some people really like that as well. They become surprised, but then they start loving this type of fruity intro right here. Now, let's talk about the fruits right here because nobody ever does. I think all the other reviewers are just going to say, well, it's fruits. It's from the Mediterranean fruit basket, but I'll tell you guys what exactly it is that I smell right here. So on this fruit basket, you're gonna get citrus, you're gonna get some lemon, you're gonna get some mandarin at a very low rate, but the stronger parts of this fragrance, of this fruit basket part, is number 1, red berries, number 2, melon, and number 3, grape. So those are the ones that I smell the most. Red berries, melon, grape, and then you have the background citruses, mandarin, and lemon. This Mediterranean fruit basket to me smells very synthetic as well. It smells very synthetic as well. So it's not like a natural smelling progression of a bunch of fruits. This one right here is very synthetic. And so that is another reason why this fragrance is so polarizing. Now to me though, this right here grows on me. Okay, this grows on me. So usually when I spray this fragrance once after, not really using it for a long time, it feels like, oh, now I see why people hate it, because it's like synthetic, it's fruity, it's ambroxan. But then actually, after 2 or 3 tries of the OG Erba Pura, I start liking it. I start really enjoying it. I'm like, oh, well, it's not as bad as what I initially felt. This one is a grower, in my opinion. Like, you might feel shocked and polarized in the beginning, but then as it moves on, you might come to enjoy this fruit basket nature of Erba Pura right here. Now, due to the synthetic nature of Erba Pura, this fragrance right here, the fruity part, smells like all sorts of different things to different people, and you'll see that on different reviews of this, good or bad. You'll see people say it smells like fabric softener. You'll see people say it smells like shampoo. I sometimes smell like a toilet cleaner. So it really depends, and this will tell you guys to never blind buy Erba Pura. You gotta try it first because the interpretation of that synthetic fruit basket may mean something else to you than the other person. So make sure to not blind buy and test this one first. Now, if you're a fan of this channel, this is a question you probably want to ask at this point, especially when it comes to scent development, is when does Erba Pura actually settle down? It settles down officially in 2 hours. To me, it settles down in 2 hours. So this strong synthetic beastly part will last you quite a while. It's not something that easily goes away. But the settle down part is actually something I really, really like. And I would say that a big amount of people that love Erba Pura probably like the second part of this fragrance. And that's basically Madagascar vanilla, ambroxan, as well as musk. And these notes start creeping in on the 2 hour mark as the synthetic fruits kind of lay low a bit, guys. And I love this part as a big fan of Madagascar vanilla and ambroxan and musk. I like this combination right here. And I would say this is the more digestible part of Erba Pura. This is something that if you can tolerate that initial part, you're gonna start loving the second part. And I think it's also the more usable stage, the one that when a lot of people will smell you, they'll get it, they'll compliment you. It's still pretty strong. It doesn't weaken, by the way, guys. But I would say vanilla, musk, ambroxan, that combination is a very likable part of Erba Pura. And Erba Pura does not have the same transitions as other fragrances, by the way. The notes of Erba Pura are both synthetic and strong, and so this fragrance really doesn't have a lot of evolutions unlike other fragrances. You're basically getting 2 major parts of Erba Pura. You're gonna get the synthetically strong fruity part, and then you're gonna get that vanilla, musk, and ambroxan part right here. And I would say this is why Erba Pura is overall popular, because if that first part grows on you, if you start liking that first part after 2 or 3 sprays, guaranteed you are gonna like the last part. So that is why Erba Pura overall, people start to like it and use it and it grows on them. That is because of the fusion of these 2 major parts right here. Now, usage wise, I see more women use this fragrance right here, Erba Pura, more than the guys. But if you're a guy though, I think that this can grow on you as well. I wouldn't say that the fruity part of this fragrance is femme-leaning. It's just something that I guess, like I said, we don't really wake up saying we're gonna try a fruity fragrance, but this is something that even a guy can wear, and it is wearable both day and night due to its strong sillage. Even if you're outdoors, it's gonna be strong. Indoors, it's gonna be strong. But the latter part of Erba Pura is a nice gradient into vanilla musk and ambroxan that I think can be worn in the nighttime beautifully. Now, longevity wise, this fragrance Erba Pura lasts over 15 hours, easily over 15 hours, with a very, very strong sillage and projection. Beastly, like I said. I would not suggest spraying a lot of this. I would say spray this very conservatively, but it does last over 15 hours. Okay, so that is my total review on Erba Pura. Now let's talk about Sospiro's Erba Pura Magica. Now, real quick recap of the new Sospiro. This is a brand that used to be owned by Sergio Momo and the Xerjoff group. This company, Sospiro, the name, the brand, and the fragrances, the likenesses of the fragrances, were purchased by a company in Dubai. Okay, and then so now this is a reboot of the old Sospiro brand. It's the new Sospiro. And the thing that's very interesting that I've noticed, guys, okay, is that it seems like this Sospiro brand is going with the same route that other Middle Eastern brands do, which is basically twists and enhancements. Okay, so that is something that I've seen, and we can look at all the previous fragrances that I've reviewed. I've reviewed Vibrato, I've reviewed Bazo, and now it's going to be Erba Pura Magica. And it seems like all of these are only twists of the original. They're not really original scents, in my opinion. And I think that's really the way to go. I mean, if you're going to reboot a company and you're going to reintroduce it to the market, it would be a safer choice to make a twist rather than something completely different and have people just ignore it because it's not getting enough attention. Erba Pura Magica, I had a bunch of expectations given that I already reviewed Vibrato and Basso. Couldn't say anything bad about those fragrances. So let's go spray Erba Pura Magica right here and let's talk about it. Woo! Okay guys, now let's talk about Sospiro's Erba Pura Magica. Now, this fragrance to me is a legit twist to the original. It's not one of those where you'll be like, well, nothing's really different. It's still the same old banana. This is not the same banana. I'll tell you why. The first part, and this is a significant part of Erba Pura Magica, is fine-tuned for spring and summer. And the reason why is because although you're still gonna get the same fruity medley right here, the thing that is strongest, especially in the beginning, is the lemon component of Erba Pura Magica. Yes, you are going to get bergamot and lemon, and the bergamot and lemon is way stronger, yes, way stronger than the underlying fruity component. So that is huge and it's beautiful. I love bergamot, by the way. So the lemon and bergamot, oh, right here is a lot more stronger than the fruity component. Huge difference from the OG that starts off with a synthetic, strong, beastly fruit cocktail. This one right here starts with lemon and bergamot with the underlying fruit cocktail right here. I think it's lovely. I mean, I think when we're looking at spring and summer, this one is more attuned to it than something that you have to grow from that the OG does. This one right here is going to be an immediate love if you're looking for spring summer perfumes due to that very significant lemon bergamot component. Here's a question that you guys probably want to ask is, how long does this beautiful citrus lemon bergamot part last, guys? Okay, this part lasts 1 hour. Okay, it's 1 hour based on my testing, which is a good amount, okay? And it is a strong blast of spring summery citrus right here with the fruity cocktail, the Mediterranean fruity cocktail as an underlying right here. Now there's also jasmine. There's a jasmine floral right here that to me smoothens it out, gives you a smooth transition, and it still dampens the fruit cocktail. So it's not a strong, beastly fruit cocktail from Erba Pura, the OG, but a strong citrus lemon component with the underlying fruits and jasmine to kind of smooth it out. Okay, so I would say lovely opening, lovely shocker to me, because you know, I wore this outdoors. I was out in Temecula and I tried this and I was just like, man, this is amazing. This is a great start with citrus being the strongest part of the opener. Now the fruity component of Erba Pura Magica, which is in my opinion a one-of-one copy of the OG, it's probably the same exact formulation right there. It does get stronger after an hour, but I wouldn't say that it's in a beastly proportion. Matter of fact, it blends in with the lingering citrus and the jasmine, and it's also blended with some orris in the mid. Okay, now the orris right here, I think it's going to be a very lay low type of note. You're not really going to detect it if you know Erba Pura, because your nose will be more in tune with the fruit cocktail, but there's definitely some orris here, and I feel like the jasmine and the orris basically smoothen everything out. If you thought that the OG was too strong, abrasive, screechy, synthetic, this one right here, the notes of jasmine and orris smoothen it out. It's a very smooth experience, but it will be something that is very familiar because it's pretty much the same exact fruit cocktail mix from the OG. And headed into the Drydown, guys, you're gonna get a very similar Drydown. The only difference is that the ambroxan is not going to be strong there. Okay, it might be a mild ambroxan note because basically it's still gonna be that vanilla musk combination right here. Now, you might see caramel and you might be thinking, oh, this is kind of like gourmandish because of the insertion of caramel. But the thing about caramel is that I can smell a caramelized note even in the OG. Okay, so that fusion of the vanilla musk and amber, you can really smell a caramelized note. So I'm not sure if caramel is also in the OG and maybe they didn't really just want to talk about it. But here in the Drydown, it's very similar to the OG, like I said, just not a lot more abrasive, not a lot more ambroxan. And I think that the overall effect for me of Erba Pura Magica is that it's a lot smoother than the OG. Now, longevity wise, Magica will not beat the OG. Obviously not. The OG lasts over 15 hours due to its strong synthetic nature, and this one right here lasts up to 10 to 11 hours significant scent. The Drydown can actually go more than that, but for me, significant scent is 10 to 11 hours, and it probably matches other reviews on this fragrance saying that it's not as strong as the OG. I totally believe it, guys, but still very decent performance from this one. It's just not beastly and long lasting as the original. Okay, so now let's answer the big final question right here, Troy. Which one do you prefer, the OG Erba Pura or the new Sospiro Erba Pura Magica? Now, to me, I like Magica a lot more. Yes, Erba Pura Magica by Sospiro, the new Sospiro, is what I like more than the OG. And you can tell, I mean, I could tell just by testing this fragrance that the new guys that took over Sospiro thought about this and said, you know what, are we gonna give everybody the same polarizing outcome, or are we gonna twist this one into something that people are gonna talk about because they can actually wear it, that they actually enjoy it during the spring and summer, not because of the notoriety of its synthetic, strong, beastly nature. People are actually going to say it smells good. This one is basically it. They hit a home run on this one because instead of giving us that synthetic fruit cocktail, we got a very good bergamot lemon intro, and then pretty much you've got softeners in the mid with florals of jasmine and orris, and then in the end it's less ambroxan, so you get to enjoy that vanilla musk stage a lot more. So I think they did their research and they got a home run with Magica. This is a lot more applicable during spring summer, and so that is why this one wins the comparison right here. Now another question is it redundant to own both of these fragrances? In my opinion, it's not. You can definitely own both, because both of these fragrances, I mean each of these fragrances have different effects. Without a doubt, guys. Even if it has the same fruity combination, even if you're gonna have that same vanilla musk dry down, I mean, the OG has its own effect or impression on people compared to Magica. Full bottle wise, I would get Magica because this is more applicable for me. I can really see myself wearing this in the spring summer season, and it's not going to be the synthetic bomb that the OG is. But again, there are going to be a lot of people that will prefer the bomb, okay? They will prefer that nuclear synthetic bomb. So it's really up to you guys. I suggest you try it. This I got from the Xerjoff website. This one I got from SedSplit. All right, so that is it. That is my comparison video of the OG Xerjoff Erba Pura as well as the new Sospiro Erba Pura Magica. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of both of these fragrances. If you've tried them both or just one or the other, I would love to know your feedback on the OG. I'm sure a lot of y'all have tried the OG as well as Erba Pura Magica. And let me know in the comments below if you want me to try the other Erba twists of the new Sospiro. Let me know if you want me to do that. For me, I think that this Sospiro company is headed to a very good outcome with a new purchase of the Sospiro brand, because they're going with twists. They're twisting existing popular fragrances and making them better, in my opinion. So that is it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm headed back to work. Wish me luck. God bless. Take care. Peace.